Hello there, my name is John McCarthy. Ever so glad you could join me for this round of golf here on PGA Tour 2K25. Nice par 4 in front of us as we kick things off. Now let's crush this drive, middle of the fairway, and stroll on our way from there. Yeah, you'll take that. And this one's about 160 yards from the pin. Ah, that didn't hit the mark, did it? And from the greenside sand, let's have a nice out here. All right, not a whole lot of distance on that, but let's just concentrate on sticking that green for the next shot. You have a very long putt ahead of you here. This one's breaking pretty hard to the left here. Oh, look at this thing. And from there, not a bad result. Okay, this one's for the double bogey. All right, let's head to the next. All right, you're sitting at 2 over. All right, let's go. Par 3, second hole. You can do this. Great job on that approach. This one's 7 feet away. And you're sitting at 1 over par at the moment. Now we will tee up on the 3rd hole. Okay, we are in the deep stuff currently. And we are back in the fairway. Okay, here's our third shot. Well, I'm sure that's not what you intended. Safely on the green. 14-footer. This one starts off straight enough and then heads to the right, I think. Whoa, flying by the hole. And let's just drop one shot on this hole. This one's for bogey. And 2 strokes above par currently. All right, setting your shot up now on a par 3 for this 4th hole. Looks like you're going with a fade here. Well, unfortunate. That's going to get counted as a missed green. And second shot here on the 4th. Ooh, it almost went down. Okay, this will save your par. Let's go. And right now you're just 2 strokes above par. Okay, the lengthy par 4. This thing's going for days. Look at this thing go. All right, setting up now at about 200 yards away. Good shot. Setting up a 5-foot putt here. Okay, sitting at 1 over par. And now the par 4 6th. Silky swing. Oh man, you launched that. All right, this one's around 155 yards from the pin. And that green slopes away from you, so this approach could go a little long if you're not careful. Go down to even par if you sink this. All right, way closer than you were. Not a bad effort there. All right, this next putt for the par. Okay, we're moving on. Let's get this next hole. 1 over par currently. And now we're teeing her up on the 7th hole. And here's our second shot on the 7th. Ooh, the approach might be a bit long here. And this is our 3rd shot. Ooh, nice little chip on that one. This one's a 3-foot putt. This is a short putt, but it'll probably move a bit to the right. And you're 1 over at the moment. Okay, par 4 for the 8th. This one could end up in the rough. Not sure, though. And this one will end up nice and safe in the fairway for you. And this is somewhere around 150 yards from the pin. Looks like we're heading to the sand. Well, it's unlucky. Missed the green on that approach. All right, time to get out of the bunker. Let's do this. Okay, let's grab a bogey here and be on our way. And right now you are 2 over par. All right, have a good tee shot here. We got a par 4 for the 9th. Bit of a downslope out there around the landing area in this fairway. You absolutely demolished that drive. We don't need as much distance as normal. We might need less club. This green is well below us. This one's going right. Nice shot into this green. Good work. This is a 9-foot putt. It looks like this one's breaking right to left. Well, the putt appears to be online. The birdie putt drops, and I'm thankful because last hole with that bogey got me a little scared. 1 over for the day. All right, 10th hole now coming at you. Ooh, a little bit of a fade on that shot. All right, that one wound up in the deep stuff, unfortunately. Here's our second shot on the 10th. Setting up for the par putt here. Okay, 1 over on the round currently. And the 11th is a par 4. I think this one will play. All right, this shot's around 165 yards from the pin. Hey, I see you've put a draw on this one. Well, this is just lovely. This one for the birdie. And you're showing us how it's done. 4th birdie of the day so far. And that performance will bring you down to even par. All right, 12th hole, par 4. Let's have a good drive. That'll do nicely. This one's about 120 yards out. This could be heading for the rough. This is what our third shot's looking like. Hey, I'm liking that one. Nice chip. Okay, this one's a 3-footer. Okay, that putt's done. And after that one, you are sitting at 1 over par. And now we tee this one up on the 13th hole. Yes, that's a good swing. You'll be all right there. We've got a 17-foot putt on this one. So it looks like it has a little bit of a break to the left. This one's tracking. Well, that was, yeah, that was tough. Just wound up short. And as that rolls in, let's take a look at the scorecard. And you're sitting at 1 over for the round. Here we go. Now, the 14th hole. This one's a par 4. So far, so good for this one. And here's shot number 2 on hole number 14. And maybe you want to dial a little backspin in here. This is a downslope that could be dangerous around the pin. Nice stroke. We're on the green. Could take things down to even par with this putt. Well, this one's on a line. From there, fine effort. All right, give this one a little tap. Good job. Okay, sitting at 1 over par. Okay, next up is the par 5 15th. Just striped that one. Setting up about 220 yards away. Here we have a 17-foot putt. Slight break, if any, to the right on this one. Oh, that could have been a birdie. Here we go, tapper on in, and we'll head on to the next hole. And you're sitting at 1 over par at the moment. Okay, I have a good tee shot here now on the 16th. Well, this drive's looking okay. And this one is around 80 yards from the pin. That should do nicely. You could get down to even par after this putt if you want. Yeah, I think this one's breaking to the left. This one's on a good line. Oh, yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it. And now on to the par 3 17th. So you've dialed in a little fade on this shot. Boom, there's another green in regulation. Nice. This one's a 7-footer. Nice, nice work out there. That's your second birdie in a row. And after that one, you're going down to 1 under. And now for number 18, we have a par 4 on this one. Ooh, looks like we're going to the fairway. Second shot on the 18th. Six feet to the cup. Well done. You drop the putt, finish your round with a birdie. That's good stuff.